Good morning, Year 2. Now, for the next 2 days, your teachers are going to be in meetings with all of your parents. So, you do not have any 2 stars and a wish. However, we are setting you a project. And for this project, you're going to spend the next 2 days doing all of your work for it and preparing yourself and getting ready to present all of your project work to us on Thursday as your 2 stars and a wish. So it's a huge 2 stars and a wish on Thursday. Now remember, we will not be checking your portfolios for the next 2 days. We're going to be very busy with your parents and we're not going to be using the portfolios on Class Dojo. So save all of your work and share it with us on Thursday for your 2 stars and a wish, and then your teachers will be commenting on that piece on Thursday. They will not be commenting on any on the Tuesday or Wednesday. So put all your hard work into it, all your efforts, but save it with you at home for Thursday. So let's see what this project is. What is this project all about? Now you can see it is social studies, and we are going to be exploring houses of the UAE and learning about how they've changed and why they've changed. So let's go right back to the start. We're going to be thinking of the Bedouin people. Now, they had a tent. They were living in a tent. Why did they choose? Why did they have to live in a tent? Well, years ago, they would move a lot through the desert in search for their water and their food, so they needed a house or home that could move around. And they found out, I know what can do that, a tent. I can move around in a tent. So they were able to quickly pack up their tent and move to the next place. The tents would be used, the materials for the tent would be animal hair and fabric. And this is used to create something that looks a little bit like this with the trees and the sticks as well. Moving on, their creations got a little bit sturdier, which means a little bit stronger. And they decided they would use any materials they could find, like sticks and leaves, things that had fallen, to build these Arish homes. Now, from building these and building them up on the sand dunes, it would mean that it would be nice and high up, but also the wind would pass through them and give them a nice cool breeze. So it'd be nice and airy up there as well. A lot of the time they didn't have a roof on them. Why do you think they decided to use sticks, leaves, palm trees, things that had fallen? I don't think they didn't cut down the trees for them. Why would they use these items? Well done. It's because these are the items they could easily come across. They could find these items. Now, this might be a bit cooler than the tent, and they've made it carefully so they've got all the wind passing through. They've chose a great place to put it. However, there was still a major problem with them. Has anybody got any ideas? It's a tough one. This material catches something quite quickly. And think about when we learn about the Great Fire of London. Do you remember all those wooden houses and what happened? Do you remember it made the fire pass very quickly, didn't it? The fire spread through it. And this was also a major problem with these Arish homes, fire. If one part caught fire, it would all take up in flames. So the fire would spread very quickly using from these materials. Now, why would there be fires? What could cause fire? It would be the heat, wouldn't it? It'd have a big thing to do with it. We're in the middle of a desert and it's very, very hot. So the chances of fires were quite likely. Now, because of all these fires, and because as time went on, more materials were being found. So now we had a bit of limestone, coral, sea stone, mud, some mortar from the seashells. And also because people were starting to settle down a little bit more, not having to move around, not on the hunt for the water and the food in the desert. People were starting to stay in one place. They had water supplies. So because of all these reasons, they moved on from the Arish to this kind of design called the Beit Morjan. Now, I'm sure my Arabic might be saying that incorrectly. However, you can see from the spelling here and have an idea from how it might sound. Look at what we've come. Now we've developed this whole new house, and it's come a long way from that tent, hasn't it? So it's totally different from the tent. However, you can still see this big space in the middle. There's still a big communal area, an area that everyone could access. Everyone could go into that one place. Now, so like in a tent where everyone is in one place together, they've made sure that they've kept these influences. And again, another area here, this courtyard area, where people can still meet and stay together. Now, it is inside, so that means people on the outside can't see in. So it is secluded, it is quite private, but at the same time, it gives everyone the opportunity to be together as one. Now, this is an interesting sight, and I'm sure you've seen these before in Sharjah. So the Barjeel, the wind tower, and what they do, obviously high up, they take the wind in and they regulate the temperature. So that means they control the temperature of the building. They use the wind to do that. They bring the warm air in and they bring the cool air in, and they let the warm air go out. The warm air rises up, warm air rises, heat rises, and all the warm air escapes and they bring some new cool air in. How do they do that? Now, it is quite tricky, but that is one of the activities you'll be doing. You'll be figuring out why. And there's also a video clip for this too. The Majlis, another Islamic influence. It's a room that you would often find in many of the houses. So even though we've come a long way from the tents, you can see this looks a little bit similar still to the tent. And many of these huge houses now, with all the new materials, all the limestone and all the concrete and all the bricks, they still would have a room like this in the house. Now, years ago, this was mainly used for the men. But as time has gone on, you can have women in there as well. And it'd be a place that people could meet in the house. So, I've told you a little bit about some of the different houses, the Bedouin tent, the Arish, the Beit Morjan, and the use of the wind tower in this Beit Morjan type house. Now, you know from them we've developed and we have lots of apartments and townhouses and villas, but we're going to stay a little bit more in the past. We're not going to go any further than the Beit Morjan for this activity. And what you're going to do, 5 different activities. You've got a DT activity where you're going to plan, design and create a model of one of those. So you could choose the tent, you could choose the Arish, choose the Beit Morjan or the wind tower, and you're going to create your own model of it. The second one, your art piece, you will sketch and paint a picture of one of those. The third one, your origami, you will be following a YouTube video to create your own origami tent. Fourth one is where you will research to find out more about the wind tower. So remember, because I got it wrong at first, We let all the warm air out, we bring the cool air in to keep the place nice and cool. So you'll find out more about the wind tower and how it does this. And all of these activities you'll be doing over the next 2 days. And the fifth one, you'll be recording a video to talk about your project, to talk about these 4 activities you've done, to share with us your model, show us your art, show us your origami, and speak about your wind tower research. And you will share this in a video. I'm now going to show a little bit more information, share with you more information about the different activities. Activity 1. This will probably take you the longest. Remember, it's a design technology activity. So you're not just going to be making it. Oh, there's a shoebox. Right, I'm making it. I'm making the wind tower. Here's the holes. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to plan it first. So you need to decide on the model. Are you going to make the bedwind tent? Are you making the wind tower? Which one are you making? Choose the model you're making and draw a picture of it. Label the part. What do you need? Will you need some tissue paper? Will you need some sticks and leaves? Will you need some fabric? Will you need a piece of tissue? Have a think about what you will need. Then you will create your model. Think about your plan, look back at it. If you need to make some changes to your plan, oh, actually, I haven't got any glue gun. I can't use it, it's broke. I don't have one. Right, go back to your plan. Can I change the plan a little bit? Make some changes to make it easier for you to make the model you want to make. Then after you've completed it, I want you to think about your model. If you could do it again, what would you change? Maybe you'll put a little post-it note on with this. What do you like about it? What's your favourite thing about your model? Would you have done it differently if you had more materials, perhaps? So this is all for number 1. Number 2, art. You're going to sketch a picture. You can paint it if you have paint at home. And look at these examples that might help you. If you want to use oil pastels or another medium like that, you can. Look at these beautiful examples, the wind tower, the tents. And take your time, create a lovely piece of art. Number 3, origami. These links are on your Google document. You can choose the mild one. It looks a little bit like this. You can choose the spicy one. The spicy one is really tricky, so be prepared. It is very, very hard. So if you do choose the spicy one and you're finding it too hard, you may want to go back to the mild version. It is difficult. Remember, you can design your paper as well if you wish. Also, if it says to you need a square piece of paper and your paper's a rectangle, do you remember I showed you how to pull the top corner down, lift it back and then cut across and you will have a perfect square, or you can measure it out. Activity 4, your research. Find out a bit more about the wind tower. I didn't tell you very much. How does it work? Who created it? Where is the tallest one? And any other fact that you may be able to find. Mrs. McNabb was the person who told me all about the wind tower when we went to Sharjah one day. And it is very interesting. I'm sure you'll enjoy finding out about it. Present your research in a creative way you've used this year, BrainPop, PowerPoint, a poster, a fact file, or maybe you just want to talk about it, do some bullet points. Just make sure that it is your own work. I don't want you to just find a website and copy and paste a load of things you don't understand. I'd rather you just found out 1 or 2 facts, but they were your own work. Found out who created it, and you know exactly where that tallest one is. It's your 2 bullet points that you can talk about. So finally, and maybe the most important, because this is your 2 stars and a wish, this is the piece of work that your teachers are going to comment on. You need to record a video, short video, and share it with your teacher. During this time, you are going to share all of your work. So you will say, "Hi, Mr. Robson, this is my origami of my tent. This is my sketch that I have painted. Here is my model. And I found out that the tallest wind tower is here. And the wind tower was invented in the year by and it works by the different, I'm not going to say that bit. And this is my project for this week. Have you enjoyed it? Did you enjoy the project? Did you learn anything else that is interesting? Would you have done anything different? And there you have it. That's your minute talking about your project. If you go a little bit over your minute, that's okay. A little bit under, that's okay. Your teacher will then comment on this recording after seeing all your work. They'll also ask you to bring your work to Zoom so you can look at it a little bit more as a class. I hope this is clear, Year 2. Remember, no portfolio submissions until Thursday, and it should just be this video of you speaking. Not a picture of your model, a picture of your art, your research, just one portfolio post. Just one video of you explaining and showing everything. So should you send a picture of your completed origami on Tuesday? Should you send it on Thursday? No, you should show your origami during the video and only send your video on Thursday, just the video, not pictures of all your other pieces of work. Because if you do this, you would be sending a picture of origami, model, painting, picture, recording, research. And if all of you send 5 pieces or 6 or 7 pieces, your teacher will have hundreds and hundreds of portfolio posts and they will not be able to go through them on the Thursday. They will not have time. Remember, Tuesday and Wednesday, they're not going to be on Dojo. Thursday, they want to be able to see everyone's pieces of work. The only way they can do this is by your videos. So on Thursday, you should just send a video showing all pieces in that one video. I hope this is clear, Year 2. And remember, you can then bring all your pieces to your Zoom so your teacher can see them in more detail as well. Best of luck with your project. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn a lot of things. And we really look forward to seeing this video on Thursday. Good luck, Year 2.